Welcome to the High Tech Freedom Podcast. This is a podcast where we bring successful tech sales professionals, thought leaders, and entrepreneurs to share best practices, insights, and lessons learned with other tech sales professionals. As a sales professional, the more we learn, the more we earn. Once we earn it, how can we put those hard-earned commission dollars back to work to build additional income streams that will create the freedom we are all working to achieve? I'm your host, Chris Freeman. I'm a high-tech sales leader, real estate investor, and lifetime learner. Welcome to the High Tech Freedom Podcast. I'm your host, Chris Freeman. And for today's episode, it's a short episode, and it's really a recording from a recent video that I shared with my newsletter and investor list. It's a short overview on why I personally made the switch from investing my hard-earned commission dollars in the stock market and moved all of my efforts into real estate. As a tech sales professional, we work so hard to deliver that quarterly quota and to earn and ultimately exceed that OTE. And so I'm just really passionate about how to make sure that those dollars that I've earned continue to earn more dollars. And so I just wanted to share a little bit about my journey. The theme of the podcast is, you need to make it. You need to learn how to excel. You need to then go make the money, and then you need to go reinvest it so it continues to grow. And so I thought I'd just share a little bit of my focus. Please make sure to tune back in over the next few weeks as we release a new episode every Wednesday. I've recorded some really great guests, including two incredible authors. One of them is Stephen Timmy, who recently released a book on selling. And then another is David Fisher, who has two best-selling books. One of them is on building your network. And the other one is building your network, but through LinkedIn. So incredible interviews. So please come back and let's jump into today's episode. I hope you are enjoying this episode. I wanted to break in with a quick commercial. During the podcast, we sometimes talk about how to invest those hard-earned commission dollars so that you can build that freedom we are all working towards achieving. Now, I built that through 20 years of real estate investing. Now, recently, my team helped me put together a webinar on how top sales pros can create passive income and achieve financial freedom with hands-off real estate investing. Now, I'm still doing this. And as I continue to invest, I'm giving opportunity for others to learn and invest alongside of me. So if you want to learn more, go check out our webinar at hightechfreedom.com/webinar. That is hightechfreedom.com/webinar. We will also put the link in the show notes. Now back to the show. Hello, friends and family and investors. Thought I'd take a quick break from doing a written newsletter and maybe do something a little bit different and do a video update. So I had a recent conversation with a past coworker that I hadn't talked to in a long time, but it's somebody that I just had reconnected with through my podcast. And he was asking, "Hey, Chris, why real estate? Why the headaches? There's plenty of opportunity in tech sales. You can get some stock, you can get some equity, put together some big commission checks." And so, I got to think, I talk a lot about this sometimes during my podcast, but, for me, going into real estate investing, it comes down to two fundamental reasons. Number one, I saw my stock portfolio crater during or as a result of the dot-com bubble. And, the only thing at that point I had a duplex, and the only asset that I had of really any value for a period of time was that duplex coming out of the dot-com bubble and that recession. And, I always felt like the stock market after that was like gambling, and the odds were in the house's favor. And I just didn't have any control there. I'm not sure who the house is, but definitely wasn't me. The second reason is, high tech has been a wonderful and lucrative career, and it's created some financial opportunities for myself and the family, but there are down years as well. And so early in my career, I was exposed to another salesperson that I worked with I was young, he was much older. And I was always perplexed why he was still grinding it out as a sales rep. He was in his late in his career, coming to the office every day, doing the weekly forecast updates, doing the end of quarter calls. There's a saying in sales, you go from hero to zero every quarter, every year. And I knew this guy had been very successful. I knew that he had made money through some stock options. I knew that he had great years, great commissions. But I guess I looked at him and said, well, that's not really what I want to be doing as I maybe get into my 60s. And what I found out from him over time was, as he had those good earning years, his lifestyle continued to creep up. And ultimately, what he found himself in a situation where the 401k couldn't generate the income that he needed to maintain that lifestyle. And so, that was, right about just shortly after the dot-com bubble for me. And, the combination of those two, I just really decided at that point, this would have been roughly about 2002, to double down. Any extra income that I had that I was going to save or invest, I was going to put into real estate. And I still did my 401k to take advantage of the matching, but that was it. Everything else went into real estate. And so 20 years later, I've never looked back. It's worked out really well for me. It's created some nice additional wealth. It's created some nice additional cash flow. But I will say, cash flow is not always immediate. It took a little bit of time to build that up. But good, consistent, a steady investment strategy in good real estate assets has really paid off over time. So, if that's something that you're interested in doing, I'm really focused on working with my high-tech sales friends and my network. Don't have to be in high-tech sales. But if real estate is something that you're interested in exploring, I'd offer to set up a call with me. We recently launched a webinar that's kind of targeted at the tech sales pros, and I'll include the link here in the newsletter. And or if you just ever want to just chat and catch up in general, drop me a note, get on my calendar. Look forward to catching up soon. Thanks again for joining us today. To get more sales and real estate tips, you can subscribe to our newsletter at hightechfreedom.com. You can also join our private Facebook and LinkedIn group that is exclusively for sales professionals. If you found a nugget of good information in the podcast, please subscribe, give us a positive rating, and write a review. If there is a topic that you would like us to cover in the future, please send us a note through our website at hightechfreedom.com. Until next week, make this your best week ever.